So what I want to do here is I want to create another level to my ship here. So there's a lot of different ways you can do it. I prefer the open space view, so without walls. So I'm going to create a couple of pillars. For this one, I'm going to put... Oh, we need to move the research bench. It's in the way. I need nails. Okay, so there's a trick to building these pillars. You can put a floor like this on them, okay? Pretty simple, straightforward, right? But if you notice, I can't put one here because it doesn't have a support to it. So for every 4 squares, you need to have your pillars set up as such. So you skip one, add a pillar. Skip one, add a pillar. So let's go ahead and add in these back pillars here so I can complete that next level up there. Pillar, there, and oops. Pillar there and there. Now, something to note is the shark would actually have to bite off this one, and this one to destroy that pillar. So I'm not too terribly concerned. You know, if I were concerned, I could just say, you know what, let's just put one in there. And I think I'm going to go ahead and do that simply so that I can walk around these pillars. So we'll add a couple more foundations. Alright, let's go ahead and add a bit more here and here. Here, here, and here. There we go. Some stuck. Okay. Need some more wood. So as you can see, building my next level has cost me quite a bit of wood. I no longer have half a box of wood, that's all I got. So as you can see, the wood goes quick. So when you're building, you want to build in such a way that you are managing your resources so you don't run out. Also, be careful. If you press the Q button, it will throw away whatever is in your hand. So as you can see, I just threw away because down here at the bottom, as you can see, say I was holding my spear and I hit Q, it'll throw away the items. I recommend for beginners to change your keybinds and move the discard key, the Q button, change that to something that you're not going to easily hit, because you may find yourself in the middle of a sticky situation and you throw down your item in the middle of a raging sea and you don't notice, and it has floated away. This is never fun. Oh, by the way, those birds' nests had birds that had nested in the bird's nest, and they leave behind bird feathers. So bird feathers are great because you can make arrows. So watch this. Research bird feathers. I can now make a paintbrush. I can make a metal arrow, and I can make a hammock. So if you look at the hammock, it lets you sleep through the night, and it can be used to revive incapacitated friends. Spawning in a hammock provides you with even more health than a simple bed. Now, when you first start off, you make this guy here, okay? This prevents you, like, if you die, you don't lose all your items. This guy here does the same thing. The only difference is that one will give you additional health when you respawn. So that's definitely useful. What do I need? I need feathers. I don't have enough feathers for it, so that's fine. While we're waiting, let's see. Yep. Okay. Do we have enough vine goo? We have 4. We should have more than that. Maybe not. Alright, so we need 1 more vine goo. And then I can show you how to make... Oh, There goes the shark again. So it's important to repair these after every time the shark attacks, simply because, well, it's weakened, and you're going to need to repair that. Because if he latches on again, then it'll break easily. Alright, so while we're waiting, we need one more vine goo. Let's see, for oxygen bottle, we need the oxygen bottle, 5, and some rope. So let's make us our ropes. We have everything we need, we just need this last vine goo, and we can make the oxygen bottle. There we go. Alright, so now we've made an oxygen bottle. Let's go ahead and let's do one more reinforcement since we have the ingot. We want to go over here. Looks like we need nails, so let's make a nail. Fortify. Okay. So I'm just going to dump the inventory for now, keeping that. In the meantime, let's make some more metal ingots. There we go. Alright, so we're going to do some more farming of the ocean. And I wanted to show you the difference between having the oxygen bottle and the flippers versus not. We already looked at having a plastic hook versus the scrap hook. So we're going to go over on this side of the island. And first thing I want to do is I want to take this off. So I'm going to take both of those off. I want you to see how fast I'm swimming. And if you look up at the oxygen meter, see how much time I get underneath the water here. So I'm going to do one farm run without it, and then I'm going to do the exact same thing with it. Okay? Alright, so notice I've run out of oxygen. So I'm going to come up out of the water. I'm going to put my flippers on and my oxygen tank. Now watch how fast I move. If you notice, I'm actually moving through the water significantly faster. And if you look at my oxygen meter, it's not depleting as quickly. So this gives me much more time under the water to explore, find resources. Less wasted time having to come to the surface. And the more time I'm able to spend doing this, the less time I spend getting oxygen, which means Bruce doesn't have as much of a chance to, attack me as usual. So, alright, that's it, Bruce, you're dead. Another thing that's really good about the flippers is that it makes you swim faster, so you can get up to 4 hits on the shark before he turns around and comes to get you. What does that mean for you? Well, that just means that you can kill the shark faster. And if you keep him in the shallows, he will turn around faster. See? He'll turn around faster, giving you the opportunity to kill him faster. Of course, he went to the other side of the island. Thank you very much, Bruce. There we go. Alright, so if you were watching, I was able to stay under the water for a significant amount of time. And that's with this oxygen bottle here. So it makes it easier to kill the shark. Gives you more time under the water for farming. All in all, it's a great item. Well worth investing your resources in getting. Because ultimately it's going to give you the opportunity to go ahead and just, you know, advance in the game faster by collecting and stuff. I mean, to each his own. Some people use it, some people don't. I always use it. Something to note is that on the bigger islands, you're going to want the oxygen bottle and the fins because the islands are huge. And you'll get to see those in the very next episode. We're going to be exploring a big island. To do that, we have to build a antenna array, which we're going to do this episode. And the next episode, we're going to explore and find a big island. So, you know how I'm in a constant state of talking about resource management and getting, using these beginning stage of the beginning part of playing Raft and making sure you get as many resources as you can. Take your time in your farming. Don't be, over eager to build all your stuff right away because, if you really plan this out, you can make this game really fun and really get the maximum amount of enjoyment out of it. Because I mean, farming sucks. Any way you look at it, having to constantly farm isn't fun. But if you get to a point where the farming is automatic for you and you only have to do the minimal amount of farming, which is what I'm doing now, gathering the resources we need for making these bigger items, then all you got to do when you hit the islands is farm the metal nodes, and you farm for a little bit of food on the island if you want. But then the rest of the time is spent exploring the island, grabbing everything that it has to offer, and really having a good time. Alright, so we've done everything we can at this island. We're going to release the anchor and get our ship to move around here. I think I have a paddle here which I can help move this along. It's almost broken, but that's fine. So I want to keep my ship pointed in that direction. So I want to get as far away from that island as I can before I go forward. There we go, we got some more feathers. Now, I believe I have some feathers in one of these boxes. There we go. Now I'm going to make a... I'm going to make a bed, a hammock bed. In the event that I die, I want to make sure that I have the maximum amount of health coming back into the game. It definitely helps. Alright, so we were making metal ingots earlier, so we're going to continue doing that because we want to reinforce our ship. Okay, so we're also going to make another large container because I want to start managing think maybe I want to... Yeah, I think I want to extend this out a hair and create navigation a little bit higher, so that I have a higher vantage point. So let's see. And I'll want to move these out of the way because I keep scaring the birds. What I want to do is get the birds to land so I can kill them and harvest the feathers from them and the meat that they provide. So I'm going to put these back here where I'm not going to be running very often. Okay, we can put some meat on the grill. Alright, that doesn't go in there. We're going to grab all the stuff that does not go in there, but all the stuff that does. So put you in there. That comes out. This goes over here. And yes, I tend to think out loud. I'm going to go ahead and let that island pass us by. I'm going to spend some time building. Ah, there we go. Alright, so as you can see, we have a bird. Now, you have to sneak up on them. Ah, I missed him. You can kill the birds. Just takes a little practice. Alright, so I want to move these to the next level up and create my storage containers. I don't want to do any major building, as, you know, for example, I don't want to build like big walls and different things like that right at this stage. I want to be able to design this a little bit later the way that I want, so be careful, bub. I don't really need this up there, so I can just stick it behind here. So yeah, like I was saying, I don't want to invest a lot of time in building storage, you know, like the final storage location of everything. I just want to have the storage capacity. And what I mean by that is you could spend so much time building and organizing the perfect little storage cabinet for all of your items, and then you're like, hey, I want to build another level higher on my ship, or I want to build a new wing, or, you know, for me, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time trying to make this perfect little ship when I know I'm going to continue to expand it to its ultimate form. And this is stuff that, you know, as you're playing, you're going to learn all of this stuff. You know, I'm not telling you how to or how not to play. All I can tell you is this is what I've learned during my play. And, you know, in the beginning, I was like, oh, I need to make this perfect little room. And I'd make the perfect little room, and then that perfect little room would be in the way of building my next whatever. And so then I'd have to spend time deconstructing it, you know, not to mention the waste of resources that I put into building that particular structure. So yeah, I mean, just like have fun with it, but don't overcommit yourself to crazy building when, you know, you might later in the game decide, yeah, no, that doesn't work at all. Let's just get rid of that and build something new. But again, that's a part of the fun. So, yeah, have fun. So what I'm doing right now is creating a little quality of life perks for myself. I want to make it simple. One, I want to make it simple to kill the damn shark. No, but seriously, the quality of life perks are really important to me simply because I'm going to spend so much time organizing and building and creating that I don't want to have to be in a constant state of searching for a product to make whatever it is that I'm looking to make. So I want to be able to, you know, open up this box and go, hey, all my raw food is in here. Open up another box and say, hey, all of my cooked food is in here. You know what I mean? Ah, there's that bird. Let's see if we can get him this time. I hit him once, so when he comes back, I'll be able to kill him. Anyway, so like I was saying, I want to be able to have the quality of life perks that's like, oh, here's all the items that you need for this, and so on and so forth, instead of having to search for them constantly. So I'm going to make a couple more storage containers. I need scrap to do that, so let's find some scrap. Still need scrap. Alright, time to collect up the, see, we've been doing all that work, and our collection nets are doing their job of collecting things we need. There we go. Alright, we're coming up to an island. I'm going to need more scrap, so I'm going to have to do a little farming. This is going to be for the finished products. This is going to be for the raw products, maybe. I don't know. We'll decide in a minute. Let's put all the wool in there. Plastic in there. We can put all of you in there. This can come out. So I'm going to move my ship over a little bit so that we'll skim the edge of that island, because I want my ship to continue facing forward as I'm floating. So I just want to get far enough away this way that when we bypass the island, it won't hit and turn my ship, because if I hit, it'll start changing the angle of my ship, and I don't want to do that. Raw product. This is going to be cooked product. We're looking good. Yep, that's good. So we'll come down here, we'll drop our anchor. And what do we need? Let's find that cup we had. I think I moved it upstairs. Okay. So we're going to put the valuables in here. sand, the rocks. Okay. Yeah, sand, rocks, clay. That's what we'll do. Put the scrap in here for now. Actually, no. Let's put the scrap over here. We're going to need that for the island. We can put you in there. Nope, we need to put the rope with this. Oh, there we go. Put rope in here with you. Raw products. I like to personally keep the fruits on, in my inventory. Because if I run out of water or I get thirsty or anything like that happens, then I always have that, available, so I don't have to worry about, running out. Suppose we could cook a couple potatoes. We're gonna need some wood for that. There we go. Now later we're gonna have the ability to make, there we go, cooking pit. This is awesome. Alright, so the cooking pit, you can use recipes to make some really good stuff. Alright, so let's see. We can put feathers in there. This, nope. There we go. That can go in there. Rocks go in here. Alright, so our hook is running a little low. We're going to want to make another one. Okay, we need a bolt. We need scrap, so we're going to get that off the ocean bottom. Rope, we can get from here. I already have an extra scrap hook. Never mind, I don't need to make another one. Put all this away. I forgot I had already made one. I put miscellaneous stuff in here. Okay. That's what we need. We need this guy here. Alright, let's go to the island. So I tend to take my time. getting things, organized, nice and neat. I'm in no rush to get to the end game. You could easily pass this entire game in roughly about 24 hours. 24-hour gameplay, you'll beat the whole game. And, that's awesome if you want to beat it that quickly. For me, I like the adventure of discovery and, even when I play Rust, I build a base that I want to last, not just, to get to end game. I don't do 1 week server wipes. I'm not big into it. I want to build. I want to create. I want when someone comes by my base for them to look and go, holy crap, And another pretty cool thing that we have going on is we're going to be starting a new podcast called Logic Meets Emotion. Her and I have been together going on 3 years now, and we don't always see eye to eye, but we always come to an agreement. We look at what's really important in our lives, and we make choices to build our future together. So where we might not always agree or get along, we always take the moment to stop and look at what's causing the issue and to really, build a better platform, build a platform by which we continue the crazy journey of relationships together. I'm a very logical individual. I don't really see things in black and white. I don't see things... I see things in black and white. I don't see the gray area that most other people, look at. For me, I'm like, it either is or is not. And I don't really weigh emotions into... not often anyway. I don't use emotions to make my choices. I use, rigorous logic and analysis to see what the consequence versus benefits and et cetera, and a lot of times I tend to overanalyze the crap out of stuff, and that can be difficult for someone who is very emotional. And I'm not using the phrase very emotional in a derogatory sense. I mean, she is pure emotional. She operates from her heart only all the time. So for me, who constantly operates from the state of logic and analysis and pros and cons and return on investment and is this really, et cetera, we find that we kind of butt heads, often because she's operating from an emotional state and I'm operating from a logical state. We don't see eye to eye, but we do balance each other, which is that's really a powerful place to be when your strengths complements your partner and their strengths complement you. I forget to add heart to what I do sometimes. Even though my intentions are perfectly within scope of, I'm doing it to support people. I forget the heart factor, which, people's emotions get involved. For me, it's like, this is how it gets done. This is how I want you to get it done. Follow what I say and do what I say. Whereas emotionally, you can appeal to someone's heart and inspire them to get something done or do something in a particular way, where it's not a demand, it's a request. So, yeah. Anyway, so my partner Lucy Ryder and I will be creating that podcast and hopefully be going live the second week of July is what I believe will be when we post our first when we record our first podcast. I've been looking into investing into a little bit more powerful computer for my girlfriend. Lucy has. I bought her a laptop 2 years ago. I think it was 2 years ago. A year ago, 2 years ago. For one of the holidays, either birthday, Christmas, anniversary, I don't know. Got her a laptop, which at the time when I did, when I figured what she would be using it for, I calculated that she wouldn't really need anything that powerful because she's not a gamer. However, I have seen that it's possible for us to create YouTube videos and become influencers. And to do that, I'm going to have to upgrade her to a much more powerful machine to keep up with some of the games that I'm playing and the ones that we'll, multiplayer together with. I don't think she's a good fit for Rust. It's not that she couldn't figure out how to do it. I think it's just it's a really brutal game that requires a thick skin, and I think we would be much more advantageous finding less aggressive games for us to partner on. So, but we'll see. I had her on there checking things out, and of course, it's littered with a bunch of speckly-faced teenage boys that have nothing more than what's in between their legs to think about, and trying to act big, and at my age, that just gets really old. I don't really need to prove who I am by talking crap to people. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of healthy trash talking, but I find that the Rust community really is saturated with a lot of toxicity. I love playing the game, and most of the time I just turn my volume down on the chat side of it because I really don't care to hear kids, talking big and cussing and stuff like that. Anyway, so alright, so it looks like we've farmed pretty well around here. Something I wanted to bring to your attention right now is if you look at my oxygen meter, I'm running through my oxygen very quickly. This is because my oxygen tank has broken. As you use it, it will slowly deteriorate and eventually disappear from your inventory because it has broken and you have to make a new one. You have to make another one. So what I do is I'll use it all the way up and then make it my priority to go ahead and make another one right away because the next time I go in the water, it'll support what I'm up to. Alright, so we've gotten pretty far in this episode. I've played for about an hour, 39 minutes. The next thing that I really want to show you is setting up the antenna. So setting up the antenna is pretty important, especially if you want to progress in the game. It's actually required to get further in the game. You need the antenna, otherwise all you're going to do is hit these little small islands, and that's it. To get to the next stage of the game, we have to build the antenna. So, let's take a look at the antenna. And that would be under here. Okay, so we need a receiver and we need an antenna. So the first things first, we need a circuit board, scrap, and a bolt. So we know we have a bolt over here. We need scrap. But before we do all that, we need to build the circuit board, which is underneath here. So circuit board, we need vine goo. So that's going to be something we need to start cooking up, because I know we're running low on vine goo. And we'll need some wood in our inventory to make sure that keeps burning. Good. Yeah, right now we don't have any vine goo, so we need to make more vine goo. Put this away. The wood up there. We can organize our resources while we wait on that. I don't ever save these until later in the game. Alright. Let's take a look at our scrap situation. We have 11 scrap. That's not very much. I know we're going to need more because we need to create that circuit board. Alright, we need a copper ingot. 2 of them. And we need some plastic. Alright, so now let's take a look at the receiver. We need 2 circuit boards. Okay, for this guy we need 1, 1, and 4. Alright, so for the receiver, we're going to put this bad boy. It's got to be high enough. Put it right there. I'm not going to stop at that island, although I probably should, because I need... I need scrap.